Oh, can't you see? We're running out of time. You're gonna lose your mind if you think you're doing fine. You can't describe it yet, but something's wrong. Where are your dreams now, and why don't you feel strong? Yeah, yeah. Every day, every night you try to find yourself. Don't live your life as someone else.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another installment of the Wrestling Matters podcast. That's right, I'm back. We're going to do a long episode today. Bit of a long episode because there's a lot of stuff that I want to talk about. Right. Hope you're all well. I've been a little bit busy, maybe too busy for my liking. I know I promised it, but I'm going to put it all into like one video today. So yeah, I'm just going to put it all into like one video today. So let's talk about what can we talk? Do you know what? Let's talk about Money in the Bank. Let's talk about Money in the Bank. The Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Or premium, or whatever the hell they're calling it. Hopefully now that somebody's retired, they'll bring back the pay-per-view. So, we'll see. But yeah, Money in the Bank was great until the end. Until the end, which I'm going to explain in a matter of minutes. Liv Morgan won the Money in the Bank ladder match. Do not have a problem with that whatsoever. Bobby Lashley defeated Theory to win the United States Championship. Domination. And thankfully, Theory is now no longer the US champion. Bianca Belair defeated Carmella to retain the women's title. Predictable. Is Carmella really going to be a women's champion down the road? Maybe, but not right now. I don't know how she would, but anyways. Ronda Rousey defeated Natalya, and Liv Morgan cashed in and defeated Ronda Rousey and became SmackDown Women's Champion. About time she became a champion. Didn't expect it to be the Women's Championship of SmackDown, though. But that sets up Liv Morgan now against Ronda Rousey at SummerSlam. The Usos and the Street Profits went the distance, and it was the match of the night. Bar none. It's just a shame it ended the way it did. But then on SmackDown, a similar situation with the Usos ended it because the shoulder was up from the Street Profits, which ended the match. Same again on SmackDown, which has led now to the match at SummerSlam. Also, the Money in the Bank ladder match ended with Theory winning it. Because at the time, obviously, Vince McMahon put him in. And that didn't go down well. So like I say, a decent pay-per-view, a pretty good pay-per-view, ruined. Horrible way to end Money in the Bank. But yeah, it was a horrible way to end Money in the Bank. But it all, as you all know, everything went down that day. So it was pretty average at best. But Theory winning the championship, or the Money in the Bank, was a horrible way to end it. Horrible way to end it, in my opinion. Right. So, yeah. But all of that sets up for SummerSlam, July 30th, which is actually, as of this recording, this weekend. So, with that being said, let's go and see what... Hang on a minute. I forgot. Hang on. Let's do this. Let's do this quickly. There we go. So, yeah. Forbidden Door also took place. And this was decent. New Japan and AEW coming together. Hopefully it'll give me the matches, which it sort of does. Can we have the matches, please? Fucking hell. Let me just do this again. I did have this at one point. Oh. So boom, 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 boom. I'm just trying to figure out where the heck. Let me just see this quickly. But yeah, Forbidden Door was decent, without a doubt. Forbidden Door was a very, very good pay-per-view. I don't know if I agreed with the ending though of the pay-per-view. I don't know if I agreed with the ending of the show. Yeah, I've got it here. I don't know if I agree with the ending though. I'll be honest with you. I really do not agree. In my opinion, I really don't agree with the ending, to be honest. And I don't have a problem with it, but yeah. I'll explain. It kicked off with Goto and Yoshihashi defeating the Factory. I'm guessing that was on the pre-show. Nick Comoroto gets his ass whooped by Lance Archer. Swerve and the Glory, which is Keith Lee and Swerve Strickland, defeated a Japanese contention, New Japan Pro Wrestling contention. The Austin, Billy Gunn, and Colton, and Max Caster, with Anthony Bones, defeated LA Dojo's team as well. Kevin Knight, the DKC, as it's called here. Who else? Eddie Kingston's team, Wheeler Yuta, and the partners there got beat by Chris Jericho, Sammy Guevara, and Minoru Suzuki, if you can believe that. Luminek. I would Jeff Cobb and the Great Okan, United Empire, Roppongi Vice as well, Beretta and Rocky Romero lost the three-way dance with FTR, and FTR left the pay-per-view with not only the IWGP Tag Team titles, the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles, and the AAA Tag Team titles. So yeah, Pac defeated Clark Connors, Malachi Black, and Miro to win the All Atlantic title. Dudes with Attitudes, Darby Allin, Sting, and a guy that Sting has worked before, which I've never seen. That was the first time I seen him. Defeated Bullet Club, which was El Phantasmo and the Young Bucks. Thunder Rosa retained her belt against Toni Storm. In my opinion, what was match of the night? Will Ospreay defeated Orange Cassidy. I just think it was. Claudio Castagnoli is now in AEW / Ring of Honor. He beat Zack Sabre Jr. And he's now also part of the BCC. Jay White retained the IWGP title against Hangman Page, Okada, and Adam Cole. Adam Cole got injured in that match too, by the way. And Jon Moxley is the interim AEW World Champion. I think, in a way, like I said, I don't have a problem with Jon Moxley becoming champion. Let's just get that clear right now. But considering what they were doing before Punk got injured, I would have thought Hiroshi Tanahashi would have been in that match as well. Yes, I want to see Moxley versus CM Punk. Okay? I do. Don't get me wrong. But I thought Hiroshi Tanahashi would have been the champion going into that, and then we would have had Hiroshi Tanahashi and CM Punk come together as one, and that the proposed match to begin with, because that was the proposed match to begin with. Tanahashi versus CM Punk. That was the proposed match before Punk got injured. So yeah, I would have thought about that, but it is what it is. But all in all, great pay-per-view. Very good pay-per-view as well, in my opinion. Definitely better than Money in the Bank, to be honest, but it is what it is on that. So, from that to Ring of Honor, which was just taking place this past week as well. And without a doubt, the 2 out of 3 Falls tag team match stole the show. Period. Don't care. Do not care what anyone else says. Yeah. The tag team match stole the show. Period. Claudio Castagnoli beat Jonathan Gresham to win the Ring of Honor World title. Finally, Claudio is now a world champion. Take note, WWE. Just saying. Ring of Honor Television Championship was retained by Samoa Joe. Wheeler Yuta beat Daniel Garcia. Mercedes Martinez, in what was a good match as well, beat Serena Deeb. The Righteous defeated Dalton Castle and the boys in a 6-man tag. Rush and Dragon Lee as well. Hang on a minute. Wait. What am I reading here? Oh, right. And then, yeah, the Zero Honor, or the 0 Hour. Yeah, where was the results then? You said the results? Oh, yes. Cabana beat Henry in the top one. Let's just go to the main card. Yes, the team now known as the Embassy, which has Brian Cage in that, because what they call it's not there no more now. Tully Blanchard, he's done with ROH and Ring of and AEW. So we kicked off the pay-per-view with Claudio and Jonathan Gresham. Jonathan Gresham was fuming after this match. Apparently, he's asked for his release from ROH and AEW because, well, there was a lot of things, and one of them was not the time that they had to wrestle. But Claudio is now Ring of Honor World Champion. Where the future of Gresham is, we will see. I don't think he ever wanted to be part of Tully Blanchard's Enterprises, which is now the Embassy, but we'll see. 6-man tag team championship match. Oh, I never knew about this. The Righteous defeated Dalton Castle and the boys. I didn't even know that was for the 6-man tag team titles. But, yeah. And, and Castle and the boys defeated the Righteous to win the titles. Wheeler Yuta retained the title against Daniel Garcia, which was, he pinned him. And I think with, I don't think Daniel performed well as he thought. Because it was a great match. I mean, on this website, the Bleacher Report even got a grade A on the website as well. Rush and Dragon Lee, Battle of Brothers. And Rush pinned Dragon Lee. Mercedes Martinez retained the Women's Championship defeat against Serena Deeb. Joe beat his student. Tapped him out. Jay Lethal. Yeah, no momentum going into his tag team match with Ric Flair. Wink, wink. And the match of the night. If you haven't seen that match between FTR and the Briscoes, you need to go fucking see it right now. Just go watch it. I'm not even going to explain what happened. Yeah, just go watch it. It was even better than the first match they had. Just go watch it. You don't need anything else. You need to go and see that match. Unbelievable. So, yeah. Just great pay-per-views all around. And not only that, ladies and gentlemen, a little thing that happened as well. Vince McMahon retiring. So now WWE seems to be under new management. Stephanie and Nick Khan are now co-CEOs. But Stephanie's the chairwoman, and Triple H is now back in charge of creative as well. So things are changing. The way I see that, and this is just my opinion on this Vince McMahon saga, I think it's a cop-out, mostly, because he copped out due to what was going on with his federal investigation and the allegations that was made. I think he took his ball and ran, to be honest. Although he might have done it to save the company, which could be could be a thing as well. I'm not saying it's not, but he could have saved the company any hassle as well, or saved its image by getting out of there the way he did. But I think it's a cop-out. But that's just my opinion on that. All in all, Vince McMahon's retired. Now, where does this leave? The question is now, where does this leave everybody? Where does this leave WWE, Raw, SmackDown? I guess we're only going to find out, because apparently now WWE is going back to TV 14. So, where does this leave Raw? Where does this leave SmackDown? Where does this leave, more importantly, where does this go for NXT? Is NXT going to be going back to the black and gold brand, or is NXT going back to 2.0, or still going to be 2.0? Whatever. I don't know. Like I say, I don't know. I really, really do not know what's going down with it. All in all, big changes are coming in WWE, it seems. Big changes, and hopefully it will start with SummerSlam. And speaking of SummerSlam, let's talk about SummerSlam. Let's do the predictions for SummerSlam as well while we're here. Let's do the predictions for SummerSlam. I'm down. Let's do it. Shows and SummerSlam. So the matches so far, I don't think this is appealing to me for the SummerSlam show. I don't think this SummerSlam is appealing, or that appealing. Yeah, but we'll see. The matches that have been made so far, as of this past Monday, the Mysterios take on Finn Balor and Damian Priest in a no disqualification match. I don't know why, I just got a funny feeling the Mysterios are still going to win. I think the Mysterios have got the Judgment Day's number. Now that Rhea Ripley's back as well, I really think the Mysterios do have Balor and Priest's number. To be honest with you, it wouldn't surprise me if they put Balor and Priest over in this match, if I'm being honest with you. It just wouldn't surprise me, because every time the Mysterios beat Balor and Priest, Balor and Priest and Judgment Day always attack the Mysterios at some point. It's ridiculous. So, I'm going for the Mysterios, but it wouldn't surprise me if Balor and Priest end up winning. Logan Paul and The Miz, I have to go for Logan Paul on that one, I'm sorry. I think Logan Paul is going to get his revenge from WrestleMania, and considering they started off Raw this past week with a brawl, I think Logan's going to win. I'll be surprised if that doesn't happen. But, yeah, it seems it's going that way from where I'm seeing it. McAfee and Happy Corbin, I just hope McAfee wins. I hope McAfee beats up Corbin. Corbin's been cheap-shotting him on SmackDown. I hope McAfee wins. I really do. And makes Happy Corbin sad Corbin, if that's even possible. Bianca Belair and Becky Lynch. Match 1 year in the making after what happened last year at SummerSlam. I think Bianca's going to win this. But now we're going to have a proper match between these two, but I think Bianca will retain. Riddle, a big feud that's been going on between these two outside of WWE as well, but they seem to have patched things up because Seth Rollins stated that he would not work with Riddle at one point, at any point of his career, but it seems to them they've patched up. So now it's going to be Seth Rollins and Matt Riddle one-on-one at SummerSlam, and I think Riddle's going to win. I think it's one of them ones where you put Rollins puts Riddle over. He did it for Cesaro before he left WWE at WrestleMania. I think he's going to end up doing it again. Bobby Lashley retains against Theory. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. That's just giving Theory his rematch. To be honest with you, Ronda Rousey and Liv Morgan. I think Liv Morgan is going to be the champion still. It would be stupid if they did what they did to Rousey cashing it, or Liv cashing it in on Rousey. And by the way, it was Ronda Rousey that wanted that to happen, by the way. Let's get that clear. It was Ronda Rousey that wanted that to happen. I think this is just Ronda's way of putting Liv over at SummerSlam. So I think Liv will retain. The tag team title match with special guest referee Jeff Jarrett, who the next day is going to be fighting Ric Flair, by the way. I think it's going to be tag team championships. I genuinely believe the use. I don't know. I kind of want the Street Profits to win. Do you know what? I'm going to predict the Street Profits. Considering what's going on, I think the Street Profits will get the belts. I'm going for it. But I won't be surprised if the Usos retain. If I'm being honest with you, I will not be surprised if the Usos retain. But, yeah, I'm going to go for the Street Profits. But like I say, I won't be surprised if the Usos retain. At all. If I'm being honest with you. I won't be surprised one bit if the Usos retained. So, yeah, we'll go for that. And I don't know, with the Undisputed title match, I have a feeling Roman Reigns is going to lose his belt at SummerSlam. The Tribal Chief thing will be over. I don't see it happening. I just have a feeling in my gut that it's going to be that way. But this is the final encounter. My prediction for that is Roman to attain, but I have a funny feeling Lesnar's going to beat him. It's the final encounter. I don't know where we will go. If Roman wins this match and doesn't lose the titles, I'm going to feel he's going to lose them next year's WrestleMania. I really do. It will be Cody Rhodes winning the title. I just have a feeling Brock's going to beat him, but I think Roman will retain. And I've got a funny feeling if Roman wins the match, he's losing the next year at WrestleMania. Simple as that. So, yeah. So, with that being said, ladies and gents, that is the end of this episode of the podcast. I managed to squeeze everything in to the best that I could. So, yeah. That's my opinions on them. Great pay-per-views all around. Money in the Bank was decent. Wasn't the best. Ring of Honor and AEW Forbidden Door was awesome. Especially Ring of Honor as well. Money in the Bank was decent, but it was a shit ending in my eyes. But yeah, all in all, good stuff. And yeah, what's your take on Vince McMahon retiring? Do you think he copped out with this federal investigation, or this investigation that's going on with the allegations and that? Do you think it's a cop-out? I do, personally. But, yeah, we'll just have to wait and see what happens, I guess. Apparently, he's still a majority owner, too. So, we'll see what happens. I'm not majority owner, I'm majority stockholder. There you go. Or stockholder, whatever they're called. So, yeah, we'll have to wait and see what happens, guys. But all in all, guys, that is it for this episode of the podcast. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Rushed through everything, catching up with stuff as well. I will be back next time for another installment of the podcast. Hopefully with Michael Larkin soon as well. But Michael's got other stuff to deal with. So, like I say, it's still open. I'm still open to do a podcast with him. The door has not shut on that. But, yeah, with that being said, though, guys, thank you all so very much for tuning in, and I will catch you all next time on another installment of the Wrestling Matters Podcast. Peace out.
Can't you see we're running